beauty, love, joy, abundance, intelligence, spiritual power, unfolding genius, dynamic peace, pure wisdom. And it's all flowing through you right now. It's all flowing through me right now. And we're going to keep letting it flow. That the world may change for the better. Beginning with our own world. It's happening now. And so it is. Amen. Touch and agree. Handshake, high five, hug, whatever the case may be. Just feel the love presence flowing through your being. And feel all of the prayers that have been uttered in this sanctuary over the last number of years, all the amount of hugs that have happened here, the amount of tears, the amount of insights and revelations that have occurred within this sanctuary. Feel all the prayers that have been uttered on your behalf by your sweet friends and loved ones from this side of the veil or the other. And feel all of that coming to bear in this instant. As you have arrived here, not as a linear being, but as a singular manifestation of a cosmic unfolding, a unique emanation of the Most High, now receptive to all of the prayers that have ever been uttered for you, that you can become more, never less than your true self. Let this be a moment of a new starting point in which your life will change for the better, forever and ever unfolding. This is not just a moment where you stop and you come to a spiritual community for an evening. You're allowing this moment to be a leap-off point to a greater expression of ultimate reality, so that that dynamic peace that you hear about, that dynamic love that you hear about, the dynamic joy is not merely a figment of your imagination or a futurizing of some good that may happen, but in this instant, it becomes apparent that you're touched by the Spirit of the living God. Everyone take a breath and release. Yes, somebody's doing the ah, and that's sweet. You can do it again. Breathe in. Release the sound of ah. So that you come right here and right now. Our theme this evening is person or place. It's your world. This is a very powerful teaching in the course of moving from metaphysics to mysticism. And that is coming to an awareness that you ultimately are a place through which the Spirit of the living God is seeking to express it itself. For those of you who are familiar with the 4 stages of spiritual growth, development, and unfoldment, you are aware that the very first stage is where most of the people live. It's the stage of being victimized or feel that they're a victim to circumstances and people, places, and things, and victims of their past. And then they come to an awareness that there are spiritual laws in the universe that can be applied, so they become great manifestors. And then there is a stage where individuals become aware that they're cradled by a divine presence. This presence never compromises its nature, and they become more of a place, an instrument through which this presence expresses itself, ultimately leading to insights of oneness and irrevocable connection to the presence of God. Now, you are indeed a place, whether you know it or not, through which God gets to express through. At times, and you've been trained to be a person. You've been trained, person comes from the word persona, which means mask. At times, we have learned to wear masks to protect ourselves and defend ourselves, having coping mechanisms for the worlds that we emerged from, the worlds of our family origins, the worlds of society, schooling, things of that particular nature. We've developed certain personalities in order to compensate for seeming lacks within us. And at times, individuals go through their life defending those personality constructs. And when those personality constructs begin to fall away and give way to a higher order of being through prayer and through meditation, the ego defends its right to hold on to those little perceptions, those myopic points of view. You have entered into a spiritual teaching, into ultimately a spiritual practice, that you're giving way from becoming a person to a place. And that is a place through which the thoughts of God, called inspiration, the thoughts of God, called wisdom, the thoughts of God, called creative intelligence, spontaneous goodness, begin to take over your life. begin to think through you and dance through you and live through you. And the fight to protect your little life, your little personality life begins to cease. For you have heard the teachings of Jesus, where it is stated, if you try to save your little life, you'll lose it. But if you lose your little life for my sake, for the sake of the Christ, for the sake of the field of love and beauty, intelligence, you'll have life eternal. So your inner work is about moving from mere personhood to placehood, or an opening, or an availability, where insight after insight about your oneness with God leads you to an awareness that you can totally surrender your life to a presence that is never an absence. Let go of the fear, let go of the resistance to change, let go of the doubt and all of the worrying that personalities have, and begin to rise and shine and allow for your life to unfold, to reveal more of the glory of God, which is a dynamic abundance, a dynamic peace, a well-being, a strength, a vitality, a vigor, a wholeness, spontaneous goodness, more creativity you can ever muster up from the personality construct. Are you vibrationally picking up what I'm putting down right now? Yes. Are you catching this?